Hello, I'm Mrs. J, and welcome to my math class. Today we're going to talk about percents. When you're working with percents, there's two ways you can think of it. Depending on how the wording of the equation is, you can, if it's percent of whole equals the part, and of always means multiply. So sometimes if it's written really nice for you, you can get it right into those equations. Other times, though, if you have to pull them out of the equation, you can put percent over 100 equals the part over the whole, depending on which way. And let's look at a problem. It says, a survey reported that 80 people, or 16% of the group, were smokers. How many of the people were surveyed? So 80 people, or 16%. We want to know how many surveyed. So it's definitely not written in this form. We do want to set up the proportions. But the proportions are nice because then you just cross multiply. So our percent is 16. And then 80 people is the part that smoke out of the whole. And the whole is what we're looking for. So it's 80 over x. And just always break it up into that. Then you just cross multiply. 16 times x is 16x. 80 times 100. 8 times 1 is 8. And then we have 3 zeros. So it's 8,000. To solve, because we're multiplying by 16, we need to divide by it. And if we take and get a calculator, we get 500. So 500 people were surveyed and 80 of them are smokers. Next one, of 236 students, 16.5% received a B. How many B's were in the class? So in this case, the 236 students is all of the students. That one's the whole. We're looking for the part. So the 16.5 over 100 equals the value we're looking for over 236. And we cross multiply. And get 3894 equals 100x. Now since we're multiplying by the 100, we need to divide by it. So we'd get 38.94 or 38 and 94 hundredths. But of course we can't have part of a student, so we'll just round that, and rounding, because it's a 9, we'll round up to 39. So 39 students received a B. The next one, 6 of the 16 people present were from foreign countries. What percent were foreign? So what percent are foreign. So in this case, we're looking for the percent. So we have x over 100 equals the part 6 out of the 16. Now, still do the same thing, cross multiply. 16x equals 600, and then divide by the 16. So as long as you set your proportions up properly, after that it's simple, just cross multiply and divide. So we get 37.5%. So 37.5% of the people were foreign. There's one more I want to go over. Number 8. Suppose that the church congregation has 100 members. Of whom donated 10% of his or her income to the church. The church collected $250,000 last year from members. What was the mean contribution of its members? Well, remember the mean, you add up the total and divide by how many there were. So for the mean then, everything collected is already added up, $250,000. Divided by the members, 100, gives us $2,500. So approximately each member gave $2,500. Part B says, what was the mean income of its members? Well, we know they gave 10%. So if they gave 10%, that would be over 100. And then the part they gave, the 10%, was the 2,500. And we could use I for income. It helps to use variables so you know what they stand for. But we're looking for the total income. The part was the 2,500. Cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we have 10I equals the 250,000 and divide by 10. So the income was approximately 25,000. I just thought I missed a zero, but I didn't. There's one more part. Can you predict from the given data the median income of its members? We can't really pick the median because the average is when you're adding them all together, but the median is the one in the middle. And if there was a lot of high income and then a lot of low ones, the median may not be in the right spot. So you can't really pick the median. So that would be a no. There's one more I want to do because it could fit in this section. I forget where it is, but you have a 90, a 95, an 80, and a 70 on a test. And you want to end up with a 92% average, and there's one more test. What would you need on that test so that your average is 92%? Well, the first thing we need to do is add all of them up and divide by how many there are. So when we add up our tests, we're missing one. That's the one we haven't taken yet. So when we're dividing, we're actually dividing by 5 tests, and we want a 92%. So when they want you to find the one more test, or when you need to, if you have your grades and you want to see what you need on your final, this would work. You add all of them up, and you have your final grade. That's only if they're all worth the same. There's different weights, but if we're assuming they're all 100-point tests, then you could see what you need. We want to get rid of this 5. Well, we can add all those up too. 90 plus. So I added all the tests up first. Then to get rid of the 5, we can multiply both sides by 5. So unless there's a lot of extra credit, you're not getting a 92 on the test because you need 125 out of 100. And so by figuring this out, you can see if it's possible to get the grade you want. In this case, nope, you're not getting a 92. Maybe you could get a 90 or an 85. That's one way of figuring that out, and it uses percents. That's all for today. Thank you.